Hello everyone and welcome. I hope you guys are doing well and having a great day so far. It is that time again where my gray hair is getting out of hand and I'm very happy with my henna journey, and I love sharing what I come up with and what I'm trying new with you guys. I talked about this before. You guys know there's two ways to use henna and indigo. Is through the one-step process and there's a two-step process. So if you don't have stubborn gray hair and if you're fine with getting like reddish brown color, then you can just do the one-step process. But if you do have stubborn gray hair and you want to achieve dark brown colors or even black, then you do have to use the two-step process. My only problem with the two-step process, it is time consuming and it's just too much work, especially if you don't have the time for it. So my goal is to find the one-step process that actually works for everyone. Recently I heard about the Amla powder. This is a really powerful fruit. It's also known as Indian gooseberry. It is very powerful. It's commonly used in traditional Ayurvedic medicine. It is so beneficial for your hair, your body and nails that actually people consume it. Not only the fruit but also the dry powder. You can add it to your tea and drink it. It is very good. But not only that, what got me so interested in this powder is I read that if you use amla powder with your henna base, it can remove or reduce the red hints that the henna has to achieve like darker, cooler tones. So my base today is going to have henna, indigo, amla powder and aloe vera powder. This is my first time ever adding amla powder to my henna base and I'm really excited to see, can I actually get like dark color on my gray hair? Can it be done? Is the amla powder the solution? Let's find out. Alright guys, so now first thing first, I'm going to share with you guys my ratio and I'm going to show you how I kind of measure stuff out. So for my mid back length hair, I'm going to do 200 grams of the total base. And right off the bat, I'm going to measure 5% of aloe vera powder. That's going to equal out to 10 grams of aloe vera powder. And then I'm doing 40% henna and 60% indigo. So that's going to equal out to 76 grams of henna and 114 grams of indigo. And remember, we do have to mix the henna and indigo separately because each they have different time for dye release. The henna definitely takes longer than the indigo for the dye release. And lastly, for amla, I'm doing 33% of the henna amount, which is 25 grams. So basically, I'm doing 1 part amla to 3 parts of henna. Now let's start mixing. Amla powder should always be added to the henna part of the recipe. You don't want to add it to the indigo because it is acidic and indigo doesn't like anything acidic and it will not work. Just mix all the powders really well and then I'm going to start adding my liquid. And I am using warm distilled water today for my liquid because I find the lemon juice super drying to the hair. I really don't like to add it to my henna anymore. I sometimes use apple cider vinegar. It is milder, but today since I have the amla powder and it is acidic ingredients, so I think it will be enough. Alright, this looks good. Now I'm just going to cover it and let it sit at least for 4 hours so it can achieve dye release. Now you can take this time to wash your hair and clean it up. Don't use any conditioner and you don't really have to dry your hair. You can apply this base on a damp hair. It is fine. I like it too. And this is the clarifying shampoo that I used today. I got it from Amazon. I'll leave link to it in the description box below. And I actually washed and shampooed my hair the night before, just because my hair is really difficult to detangle and brush when it is just wet and doesn't have any conditioner in it. So I like to leave it to air dry and then the next morning I can really detangle it and brush it way easier. So I let my henna sit today for 5 hours. Wasn't on purpose, I just got busy. And now my henna has achieved dye release. We can mix the indigo. So for the indigo, remember it has a very fast dye release, so make sure you are all ready and set up so you can just mix your indigo and be ready to apply this mixture to your hair. And just add your water slowly. I'm just using again warm distilled water. Add it slowly because the indigo kind of like it floats on the water in the beginning, so just add your water slowly, push it down so you can create like a base. a touch more liquid. I'm just going to mix that up, and now we are all ready. I'm happy with the consistency. I'm just going to cover it up and let it sit for like 10-15 minutes, and we'll be ready to mix the two together. And now 15 minutes passed by, the indigo is ready. You can see the dye release has achieved. So now we're going to mix the two together. I definitely needed a bigger bowl, so I grabbed this one. I'm going to put my indigo here first. I'm going to fold in my henna, and at this point you can just check the consistency. If you need more water, you can add more, but remember, you don't want your base to be too runny because it will run down on your neck. Now I'm going to apply this base to my hair. To protect your hands and nails, always remember to wear gloves. I like to part my hair in the center after I comb it through and remove all the tangles, and I do the middle part first, and then I start from the front. I take a small section of the hair about like 2 inches wide, and I apply this base. I make sure to saturate this hair from the roots towards the tips. You can use a brush or you can use your hand. I kind of used both today, and as I move from one section to another, once I have a nice big section, I twist it and wrap it into a bun. You can use a clip or you can use a bobby pin to secure it, but I find the base really helps it to just stick to the hair and doesn't fall. As you move along, make sure you are covering your hair very well. Now I'm going to do the same for the other side and we'll be done. Alright guys, so I put my plastic cap on, and I always like to wear a beanie so I can keep the henna, the base, nice and warm and moist. And I'm going to leave it on for as long as possible. I usually leave it on for like 4 or 5 hours. So we'll see today how long I can leave it on, but I'll check back with you when I rinse it off. Now it is time to rinse the henna out of my hair. I ended up leaving it in my hair for about 5 hours, and now I'm ready to rinse it off. And today I'm just using my faucet with the running water to just get all the henna out. I shared in my previous video the mermaid bath. This is a really nice way, because when it comes to rinse henna, it is also a task. So to make it easy and less messy, you can fill out like a bath sink or a large bowl or like a bathtub, fill it up with water and soak your hair in the water for a few minutes. This soaking process really helps to loosen the henna, and then you can use your shower to wash it completely off. Today I'm just doing the rinse underwater, and then I'm going to the shower to just finish washing up. Remember, today we're not doing any shampoo and no conditioner. Just rinse it with water and put your hair up so it can dry. Good morning guys, so this is the next morning. As you can see, my hair came out medium soft brown, but my gray hair got like a auburn color, which is very pretty, like great for people with lighter hair tones. For them it would look like a beautiful strawberry blonde highlights, but because my hair is dark, I feel like I need to touch up those gray hair once more. So I took a little bit of henna that day. I mixed it earlier in the morning, let it sit for dye release, and then later in the evening I mixed a little bit of indigo, mixed the two together, and then I applied that paste to my hair, let it sit for about an hour, and then I rinsed it off. Alright guys, so this is my hair after the first wash. It looks so beautiful. I'm happy with the color that I got. It is very rich. I have nice brown color, some red tones running through, but I'm really loving the color. I even like it better actually after a few washes. My hair just gets nice and relaxed. I am planning on doing oil treatment within like the week or two. My hair is going to love it. Unfortunately, the one-step process wasn't enough to cover my gray hair with dark tones. Now, it could be the ratio. Maybe I should have added more Amla powder, maybe more indigo. There is something I wanted to try. Kind of a little nervous about it, but I've seen people actually toasting the Amla powder in a cast iron skillet until it gets like really nice and dark, and then they add it to the henna paste. So maybe that's the trick to get nice dark tones. I will try that next time. Maybe I'll film it for you guys. I am on a mission to find the perfect ratio and the perfect recipe for like one-step cover gray solution, and I hope I find it, and I am happy to take you guys along with me on this journey. All the ingredients I used today, they are organic and I bought them from Amazon. There's links to all of them in the description box below. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please thumbs it up, consider subscribing before you leave, and I'll see you next time. Bye.